The Newcomer, page 30. A door opened out of the safe room wall and a female appeared. Her name was Lois, but this doesn't matter. She was Terry's toilet matrix and had been all of his life. While Terry was in the nursery, she was the female who toilet trained him. After he was placed in safe room, she came for him every hour, every day. Now that Terry was older, she came for him every 2 hours during the day, every 4 hours at night. "Terry," she called with quiet authority, "come." Terry turned his attention from his window to the woman. He knew the voice and the face meant they were going to his private toilet, located directly across from safe room. She followed him into the smaller version of safe room, as she always did, and they waited for the doors to close behind them like they always did. But today would be the first time that Terry told Lois to leave. "Terry," she said with quiet authority, "you know that I must stay, and why?" "I will not drink the water," he said. "I will not hurt myself. Now go." He did not shout these words. He said them without emotion. "Terry," she said again with quiet authority, "I cannot go." Discouraged, he looked down at the small padded toilet and looked down at the otherwise empty room. He lowered his head with closed eyes of resignation, then cocked his head and opened his eyes when an idea came to him. "You say that you will not go," Terry bravely stated. "Then you will turn away and close your eyes. You will hear that I am safe." The toilet matrix thought about this for a moment. When finding no harm, she turned away, but she did not close her eyes. "Your eyes are closed?" Terry asked. "Yes," the toilet matrix lied with quiet authority. While Terry took care of his morning business, Lois rolled elastic gloves onto her hands. When he was done, she turned towards him and handed Terry a wet toilet, on which he wiped his hands, and he gave it back to her. She placed it and the used gloves into a plastic bag that she pulled from her apron and stuck the bag back into her pocket. When they returned to safe room, Terry scurried into the room towards the furthest wall, sat down and buried his head into his tucked up knees. The toilet matrix left and went straight to the clinic to report the behavior. Terry sat for a long time, emotions welling up inside. He felt ashamed, yet he didn't know what the feeling meant or why he felt it. He felt hurt because the matrix wouldn't leave, but didn't know what hurt was. He felt angry because he felt angry a lot lately. His door wall opened and Mandy, the breakfast matrix, called. He left his food in the middle of the room and then went back to the wall opening so that the charge could eat. He hadn't responded to her first call, so she called his name again. Still he didn't respond. Mandy called the charge's name 3 more times after that, but the charge would not unravel from his balled up position. Unable to come near him, she called one last time. "Terry, your food is cold and it is time for me to leave." Terry listened, then turned from his wall and sat up to look at the breakfast matrix, then at the cold food. "Cold?" he asked. "What is cold?" "Terry, you know that I cannot answer your questions. It is time for me to go." "You will wait," he announced with quiet authority. "I will eat the cold food," he said, scooting over to the tray. Using his fingers, he scooped up a mouthful of scrambled eggs and popped them into his mouth. He tasted, he chewed, he swallowed. He said, "Cold is what food is like before you take it away." After wiping his hands clean on the toilet from his tray, he went back to his wall. The breakfast matrix retrieved the tray and left. She didn't go to the kitchen. She went straight to the clinic to report the behavior. She'd been gone for only moments before Terry's anger turned into wild revelry. His control of his matrix made him feel powerful. The power made him race around his room. Around and around he flew, pushing off the far walls for strength and speed.